It is truly amazing just how passionate the Pokemon community can be about how much they hate a certain Pokemon. From their design to how you encounter them, these guys are some of the most hated Pokemon on the internet. I tried to pick the 10 most relatable Pokemon, so if there's any Pokemon you feel should be on the list, I apologize. But just know, there's a special place in my hate for them. Get it? Because you thought I'd say heart, but I didn't. Number 10. Male Combee. I thought I'd start us off with a Pokemon that only gets a bit of mild hate. Combee is kind of cute and somewhat okay to look at due to the fact that he's not just a simple bee. Granted, it is a weird design, which makes his looks a rather acquired taste, and not one that pops out to many people. The main hatred for this Pokemon, however, comes specifically for the male version and how you have to go about catching him. Vespiquen, Combee's evolution, is a very nicely designed Pokemon that a lot of people love and want to have. The problem is, if you have ever tried to get one in the 4th generation, you will know that Combee does not evolve if it is male. Now that might not seem like a problem, however it is a very forgettable fact, and a lot of people did not know that at first, especially since this was the first time gender-based evolution was introduced. A lot of times you'd carry along this very weak male Combee, training him and wondering when he would evolve, only to figure out that after you defeated the past 5 gyms, and he's now level 40, that you needed a female one. Female Combees only appear 12.5% of the time, which makes them very hard to encounter. So once you've figured out your mistake and now have this level 40 male Combee that does almost nothing, it'll take you some time before you say screw it and go catch something else. Number 9. Chansey. Not only is Chansey one of the hardest Pokemon to catch in the Safari Zone, with a 1% chance of encounter, plus all the weird stuff you have to do like throw rocks and food at it for some reason, she is also one of the most obnoxious Pokemon to battle against. I typically don't talk about competitive battling, but I wanted to give one spot to Chansey just because of who she is. Chansey has continually topped a lot of lists as the Pokemon people do not want to fight against. Sure, there are counters to her, but if any of those guys get taken out and you're left having to deal with moves like Protect, Wish, Thunder Wave, and any other stalling type moves, you will know what true pain is. While there are very many Pokemon that can stall to this degree, Chansey has definitely been a very common Pokemon that people continually complain about. And with the addition of Eviolite, an item that increases her defensive capabilities, you better grab a snack because you're going to be sitting tight for the next 45 minutes. Number 8. Jynx. As I said, this is a list of Pokemon that seem to get a lot of hate, whether it be on the internet or, well, I guess everyone just complains on the internet. So while I personally do not hate Jynx, it is definitely a Pokemon that receives a lot of backlash. Jynx's original design had a black face, which was later changed to purple due to claims of the Pokemon being racistly designed. Is racistly a word? How do I use racist as an adverb? Whatever. You know what I mean. The purple also didn't help because that was called out for being racist as well. There are a lot of these very weirdly designed humanoid Pokemon such as Jynx, which does attribute to the hate that she gets, but any Pokemon that can receive enough complaints forcing Game Freak to change its color is definitely one to mention. Number 7. Burmy. Burmy has to be on every one of these lists. I talk about it a lot, but man, just look at it. We have a rotten potato that fell in some sand, bubblegum you sat on, and a sunkern that forgot to shave. Another Pokemon that apparently a lot of people hate. Then it evolves into a Wormadam, which is pretty much the same thing but hairier. I actually kind of like Motham's design, however, but there's just no way I can have a Burmy on my team and take the time to train up for that long. Apparently people feel the same way as I do, which is good because we'll make a We Hate Burmy group and meet on Tuesdays at the local Olive Garden. Free breadsticks, woo! Number 6. Vanillux. Remember when you asked your parents for ice cream and they got you spinach? This is the same feeling. Number 5. Stunfisk. The 5th generation is notorious for what I can only describe as very experimental Pokemon. Unova was based off the US, and with that, it looks like they decided to take on a different style for their art. While some Pokemon were designed quite nicely, others received a very odd treatment. Stunfisk is definitely one of those weirdly experimental Pokemon. Stunfisk's design speaks for itself. It's another random fish thing that's widely unappealing. And listen to its cry. Did you hear that? Let's listen to it again. Let's keep going. Slow it down a bit. Anyways, this guy was so bad and so widely hated that he managed to become one of those cult classics that a group of people liked. Kind of like a really bad movie you all enjoy with your friends because it's funny. I did not Fisker. I did not. Oh, hi, Carp. Number 4. Magikarp. The only thing magical about Magikarp was that he made this man rich. Well, he also turns into this really huge and really cool sea snake. That's kind of magical. A lot of the hatred for Magikarp comes from this man. There is actually a fisherman like this in every game, and even when you try to avoid him, you end up talking to him. Even when his back is turned, you just accidentally click on him somehow. He can have as many as 6 Magikarps. 6! You spend about 10 minutes taking these guys out for a grand total of 10 EXP. Whoever made the rule that you are not allowed to run from a trainer battle needs to face this fisherman. The rule will be changed immediately. Number 3. The Elemental Monkeys. I swear this is not a video about how 5th gen Pokemon suck, but it's definitely the region with a lot of Pokemon that people just seem to hate. The Elemental Monkeys were a rather gimmicky bunch. You probably only used one because you needed the help to beat the first gym in Pokemon Black and White. I think they were supposed to be based off the 3 wise monkeys, but the only feeling you really got from them was that they were rejected starter Pokemon ideas. The monkeys felt like leftover Pokemon that Game Freak didn't really want to put in the game, but did anyway so they could fill spots in the Pokédex because they were running out of time. Number 2. Zubat. I used to play Pokemon without repels, and then a Zubat appeared. 100 times in a row. Zubat is in almost every cave. He's fast, has supersonic, and doesn't even give very much experience, so running into him while training isn't even good. He's a nicely designed and awesome Pokemon, but after the sheer amount of times we've had to encounter him, it's not hard to feel a little bit annoyed whenever you see one. At least we were given Golbat's Gen 1 sprite to make up for it. Now that is a good sprite. Number 1. Garbodor. Garbodor is a Pokemon that is almost unanimously hated by everyone I talk to. This Pokemon is a pile of garbage. Literally. Alright, obvious jokes aside, not only does Garbodor have an ugly design that people hate, he also has a name that is near impossible to not mess up at some point. Garbodor? Garbatter? Well, I agree he is a very unexpected Pokemon, as there is not a single person who could have guessed that Game Freak would base a Pokemon off of literal garbage bursting out of a trash bag and becoming some weird mutant alien thing with what looks like used straws for fingers. I needed that for my Coke. It is not something that appeals to very many people. I really doubt anyone jumps for joy when there's garbage everywhere, except for the kids who don't clean their room. Do you want cockroaches or something? Because that's how you're gonna get them. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed my top 10 most hated Pokemon. The next top 10 we'll be doing will be a more positive one, so stay tuned for that, and I hope you enjoyed. See you all next time for some more top 10 Pokemon something or other. Until then.